Hi friends, welcome in. We are making a recipe today that is called golden chicken, and all I'm going to do right now is we're going to take these, they're chicken thigh and leg pieces attached. The recipe calls for let me see, 4 ounces, and I have about 5 ounces, but that's okay. The original recipe, this is an all recipes recipe, but I did get it off of a YouTube channel. I don't have that in front of me, but I will mention it later, and I'll also link it below. But it's like an all-in-one kind of a skillet chicken, and then you bring it all together with a nice sauce reduction. Serve it over some mashed potatoes. These are pre-seasoned. They call it a pollo seasoning. We get these at the grocery outlet quite often. And so I think just adding to this is going to be fine. It's not going to be a problem. If anything, it'll give it just a little bit more of a color and a flavor because the chicken is already kind of a golden color anyway. I saw this recipe the other day and I told my husband I have got to make that. So let me get my knife, and all we're going to do is make a couple. You know what? I think I may need two halves of my Tupperware. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's kind of stuck in there. This is a big honking piece of chicken. Dude, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut. This is just a big piece of fat. We're going to get rid of that. We don't need that on there. Into the bag we go. So apparently all we do is take and slice to the bone here. Slice to the bone here, and another slice to the bone here. I was able to get by with just using the one Tupperware. And basically what he said was to salt very generously on both sides of the chicken, and don't be afraid to salt it really well. Kosher salt, that's pretty much all I use for cooking is kosher salt. Go ahead and flip these monsters over. I wasn't sure if I was going to do them inside or outside. It's such a nice day, I might end up cooking them outside. Here we go. We are, since it's such a beautiful day, I decided to cook outside on our gas grill in the cast iron. It's kind of a long process, so I'll just be taking you along here with me. But don't worry, I'll be editing it out. You don't have to sit here the whole time this goes. So I've just put in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Roughly, I eyeballed it. I usually do. I'm just going to give it a little swirl here. This is my biggest cast iron pan, and I can barely fit this in here. So everything is going in skin side down. All right. As you can see, that is one tight fit. The chicken browned on both sides. Kind of had to make a little change on the fly. But right now we're going to throw in our onions, celery, and a little bit of bell pepper. The recipe did call for jalapeno, but I didn't have any, and I forgot to get one, but I did have bell pepper. So that is what we're putting in now for our veg. We're going to get that. Probably should have deglazed that slightly. Put just a little water in there. Just to help deglaze the pan a little bit. Chicken bits in there. Those are some crispy chicken bits. Add just a pinch of salt, kosher salt. veg. Glad I started this early because this whole process is going to take about 2 hours. So once we get everything simmering, it's a good 30 minutes on one side, 30 on another, and then about 20 to 30 to reduce the sauce. So yeah, this is a kind of a lengthy process, and it would have been a bit easier to do in the house, but I don't know. It's just such a nice day, and I love to cook outside. I'll cook outside any chance I get. These are all the dried spices, so these are going to go in. We're just going to kind of toast them up. I like to throw them in a little bit ahead of time. Let them get toasted. About the right amount there. Give that a stir. Cook that tomato paste just a skosh. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn one of these burners off. I'm going to get this over here. I'm going to bring the Dutch oven over. That's what we're going to be cooking in. I've already cut some of the leg quarters down. Add a little bit of chicken base to this. I'm not going to measure it. Just a little bit. I can always add more. All of this transferred into here. Baste this just a little bit, and at this point it's time to cover it up, close the lid, let it simmer for 30 minutes, turn the chicken over, simmer another 30. All right, we are coming down to the final stretch. We have had this simmering for way longer than the recipe calls for, which is not uncommon for me. But as you can see, this chicken is falling off the bone and it smells so good. I am throwing in a little bit of cornstarch. All right, let's plate this up. I'm serving of mashed potatoes. Lon's gonna have a good leftover lunch tomorrow. I'm gonna put a nice thigh right here. Ooh, if I can get it. Oh my goodness, that thing's huge. Let me see if I can find a smaller one. They're all big. Those are a couple of legs. I don't know that that's any smaller. Let me just take this one, get in here with a little bit more juice, a little fresh parsley from the garden, mind you. Come in here and give it a little bit of a taste test and be on our way. That's good, guys. Definitely give this recipe a try.